A few days ago, Lucasfilm finally dropped the Kenobi trailer that people have been waiting for. The Obi-Wan series where we have been promised that Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to have a rematch with Darth Vader. The trailer showed some Inquisitors, it showed some other people, all of that. But the one thing that started trending in the aftermath was some quotes from Kathleen Kennedy. And for some reason, people seem to be surprised that Kathleen Kennedy is involved at Lucasfilm. You guys know she's still the president, right? I know there might have been some rumors out there to the contrary, but that's just simply not the case, and it never was the case. But what she said had a lot of people talking. Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy opens up about Obi-Wan Kenobi script issues, and this is not really a new thing. We knew this over a year ago because they had to start from the ground up. They scrapped the entire scripts and had to rewrite them, even though Kathleen Kennedy came out, introduced Ewan McGregor, said the scripts are done, they're beautiful, they're amazing. That was a lie. Not all the scripts were done, and they weren't good. They had to toss them all and start from scratch. Now, do they keep a lot of probably the initial ideas? Probably, but who knows how much they actually tossed. Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy shared her unfiltered thoughts on Obi-Wan Kenobi's script issues. Ewan McGregor is set to reprise his role as Obi-Wan for the upcoming Disney Plus limited series of the same name. Fans were treated the first look at the Star Wars series earlier this week, and reception has been universally positive. Universally, there's nobody, not a single person said anything bad about it. Well, that's interesting. Set between the events of Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, the limited series will tackle Obi-Wan Kenobi as he watches over a young Luke Skywalker and navigates a dangerous threat involving the Empire. And something that Kathleen Kennedy says has people talking, and the reason that it caught my attention is because this is one of the fucking problems with this series. This is one of the problems with Disney Star Wars and what they're doing. I have maintained from the beginning that they shouldn't do this. They should not do this Obi-Wan Kenobi series because in reality, what happened probably isn't very interesting, at least not enough for an actual Disney Plus series. The normies don't want to tune in to Obi-Wan Kenobi having a very slow couple decades as he waits for Luke Skywalker to get old enough. That's not interesting. So instead, what they have to do is they have to artificially create something that was never intended to be there to make it more interesting. And by doing so, you might fuck up the story, which we know Disney will do. They've done it time and time again. Obi-Wan Kenobi has been a long gestating project at Lucasfilm and has had its fair share of creative issues like any project. Speaking with Entertainment Weekly, Lucasfilm president, she is still president, Kathleen Kennedy opened up about the Star Wars series script issues and the decisions made to remedy them. We're looking ultimately to make a hopeful, uplifting story. And it's tricky when you're starting with a character in the state that Obi-Wan would be coming off of in Revenge of the Sith. That's a pretty bleak period of time. You can't just wave the magic wand with any writer and arrive at a story that necessarily reflects what you want to feel. Guess what? If you want to tell a hopeful, uplifting story, but you can't do it with this character, it's for a reason. Because shockingly enough, the time period between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope isn't a super happy one. In fact, the entire galaxy is under the foot of the Empire. Think of where Obi-Wan is at right now. And I know there was a lot of backlash from these quotes from Ewan McGregor, describing Obi-Wan as rather broken and faithless and beaten and somewhat given up. Think about what Obi-Wan has just gone through. The Jedi Order, the only thing that Obi-Wan ever truly knew, has fallen completely. And he personally has failed. He failed as a Jedi. He failed as a master. He failed as a father/brother to his friend. And now he has to sit there and all he has to think about is his failures until Luke Skywalker's hopefully old enough to actually be this new hope that they're looking for. So that's the story that you have. You can't change that. You can't make it into something else. That is the story you fucking have. And you need to stick to it. But unfortunately, what they're going to do instead is they want to make it a hopeful, uplifting story. They want to have action. They want to have lightsabers. They want to have all this shit. They're going to pack all of this stuff into the Kenobi series, tell a story that was never intended to be told so that the normies, oh my gosh, look, it's Obi-Wan, it's Vader, it's a lightsaber, it's an Inquisitor. Look at all of this. And in doing so, they're going to take something and they're going to tell a story that never should have been told, was never intended to be told that way. That's the fucking problem. The Star Wars head ultimately shut down production of the series in January 2020, pushing filming back another year. The extra year allowed the creative team more to flesh out the narrative and bring on writer Joby Harold, who took over scribe Hossein Amini. Kennedy continued by discussing the importance of bringing Darth Vader into the series. This article's terrible. The serious. Bringing Darth Vader into the serious, which led to contentious debates. The debate on whether we should do that or not carried on for quite some time. Everyone within our creative team had strong opinions, and all of our fans have strong opinions. So when you realize you're under that level of scrutiny, certainly a story point like that is going to be scrutinized at a very high level. We talked about it constantly. Do you know why they talked about it constantly? Because, like I have stated from the very fucking beginning, a rematch, an actual physical meeting between these two characters destroys canon, destroys what George Lucas ever meant. We all know what those lines meant, what that duel meant in episode 4 when Obi-Wan and Vader meet. That's the first time they've met since Mustafar. We know that. You have known that ever since you saw the culmination of what happened with Revenge of the Sith. Every single Star Wars fan knows that. That's why there was debate. That's why there was pushback, because they want to bring Darth Vader in there to get people, oh, look, it's Darth Vader. Oh, lightsaber. Oh, Obi-Wan and Vader. Yay. That's what you want to do because you want to get these normies drooling over it. But if you're rational, if you're thinking about it, you understand that they shouldn't have had a meeting in between there. And people will try to make the excuse, well, he didn't specifically say that was the last time. We all know that in our hearts, that that's what it meant. But they're going to try to do anything they can to try to change that. They're going to try to do what they can to convince you that that's not ever what it meant. That's not what George Lucas meant. We know what George Lucas meant. We know they were meant to meet again and again and again and again, and they're going to carry it on and they're going to milk it as long as they can. As long as every time they jangle the fucking keys in front of people, they continue to show up. Looks like at least some people at the company were pushing back on it. That's good to know, I suppose. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They're telling a story that shouldn't be told because they're stuck. They're creatively stuck. So now they have to go back to other shit that people love and try to destroy that too. I'm not going to be watching this. People have asked me over and over again, you're probably going to watch it. No, I'm not going to be watching. I will be covering bullshit like this and talking about it because I still love Star Wars, but I'm not going to sit there and support a Disney product. I haven't for quite some time when it comes to Star Wars, and I will continue to do so. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.